Hi, I'm Jerka Jurlina, 21-year-old goalkeeper from Lados. And this is Total Water Polo Talent Hunt. At first, both my older brothers, they were training here in this school, both swimming and water polo, but there's no indoor pool in that time when they played. So I first got involved with swimming when I was 8 years old, same as they did, and we were only swimming during the summer. One of my best friends from water polo, his father was a coach, and we got involved a bit with. We didn't like swimming very much, as it's pretty much going back and forth. So we tried swimming with the ball, and we liked it. So that's how it started. So I started swimming in this pool in Zadar. Everybody starts playing water polo in Kolovare swimming pool. A lot of people from water polo and swimming world together. In the summer, my friend and me started swimming here every summer, and as his father, also my first coach, Goran was coach at the water polo club. We transferred from swimming to water polo, and luckily it was just when the indoor pool was open. So at that time, a lot of people started to play water polo, as before we couldn't train whole year, and now Zadar started to play a bit more seriously and during the whole year. So at first I was a player for a year and a half maybe, and I was doing really good, but when I came to water polo, I thought it would be more like less swimming and more playing, but it turned out to be even more swimming than we swim than we were doing while I was really swimming. So I saw that goalkeepers don't really swim a lot. They just stay and they do the things I like on training. So that's how I decided to move to goalkeepers. So my first coach was Goran Jovancevic, as I said. Together with him, also Igor Radetic, who followed me through all of my junior categories, all the way to the seniors. And my goalkeeper coaches were Damir Basic at first, and then later came Mario Jankovic. So at first, we were the first generation that started playing an indoor pool, and before that Zadar was only playing summer championships, and mostly in second and third league, not really the first league. So with the indoor pool, we started to train whole year, and my generation, we were able to get our first medals for Zadar in the earliest stages of our development. It was under 10 or under 11 championship, and it was the first achievement for our club. So that's how we really started to love water polo, as it was the first generation that really won something significant. And later on, we were always in the top. So we never won the championships, but we were always in the first four, top three sometimes. So besides the team successes that we had, the individual awards also really motivated me to stay in water polo and to keep playing. Because in the earliest stages on our first tournaments, I was awarded the best goalkeeper in the country. So that's how I really fell in water polo, and I could see myself there. My whole family played sports for a big part of their lives. Some still do. First, my father played water polo his whole life. He was also a coach in Zadar here, and he was the biggest influence for me to start playing water polo. Also, both of my brothers played water polo. The older one, Rocco, didn't stick to it, so he moved to play basketball. He was very successful. Right now, he's not playing anymore because his injuries really stopped him from playing, but he's really successful as a coach. And my brother Nico, he also played water polo for his whole life, but stopped when he moved to Zagreb to go to college. And right now he's only playing as an amateur for fun. So when I was 15, I won the award for the best goalkeeper in the state, even though we were fifth in the championships. So that's where the first interest from other clubs started. When I was 17, the invitation from Mladost came through Frano Vican and Ratko Stritov, who saw a potential in me, and I decided to go to Mladost as there was no good team in the senior category. It wasn't that good in Zadar, and we played second league. And to stay here, it would be sort of a dead end for my career, especially for a goalkeeper, as it's a really specific situation and you need to take every chance you got. So I decided to move to Zagreb to try and to play for Mladost, and it was one of the best decisions I made. Also, the reason why I chose Mladost is because Frano Vican was a coach there, and he was an excellent goalkeeper, and through my whole childhood career he was my idol and my favorite goalkeeper. So I really wanted to try to work with him and to see what I can learn. Frano Vican is really a great coach, one of the best that I've seen and that I worked so far. That's because the most important thing that on a human level he's really approachable and you can talk to him whatever you like. But on the sports side, how he worked with me was really a big significance for me, because he saw a potential in my style, but he really tried a lot with me. And at the start, when I came to Mladost, we were first doing a lot of technique exercises, not really strength or something like that, because what he thinks is that technique is the most important part of the goalkeeping style. So first I wake up at around 8 a.m. and get ready for training. At 9:30 we are already in the gym. We are working with Pero Kuterovac, also one of the best coaches for physical strength. And then at 11 o'clock we jump in the pool. We are there until 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So then it's lunch, we go to rest, and in between the trainings I usually study or watch some series, relax. And in the evening at 8 p.m. we have another training, so that's pretty much it. The worst exercise is definitely the one with the car tires. So it's a funny thing. It's a car tire with a rim like this big, and it weighs around 10 kilos, and it fills with water. and it's tied to a rope that goes around your neck, and it pulls you down really hard. And the exercises with that tire are the most exhausting ones and the ones I hate the most. My favorite exercise is definitely the freestyle shooting, where players are shooting without any specific task, and you try to outsmart them and deny their shots in more relaxed conditions. The feeling is definitely awesome, because after 8 years, Mladost won its first cup 2 years ago, and it was a great accomplishment to be a part of that team that's getting Mladost back on track and back on the scene in Croatia and in Europe. And with Mladost, I won 2 national cups and 2 regional leagues. The most recent success was the national cup that we won, and it's one of my favorite trophies, probably my favorite, because we were losing 3 points after the second quarter, when the coach decided to put me in the game, and it's a really special game and trophy for me, because I had 10 saves and we managed to turn around that game and win with 2 points at the end. In the next 5 years, I'd like to see myself playing for the Croatian national team, and also to be a goalkeeper in one of the top European clubs. Miloš Čuka, Franko Lasić, Kubica, Lavčan, the World Championship, Kobe Bryant, Obradović, the richest man ever, Lord of the Rings, Ivan Vasiljević, the pancakes.